Hello everyone, so my name is Nick and this is Shannon, and today we have the holy grails of the holy grails. We have a giant magic mail unboxing of almost 200 Disney auction pins, and most of them are Stitch pins. So I am really excited to show you guys all these pins that we have, because check out all these pins. Check out all of these pins. There are just so many of these guys.
Is it Christmas?
Okay, so now that we got all of them out of the bin, we need to actually organize these because there are so many. Okay, so now we have all the pins organized into categories. Okay, so as you can see around us, we have Stitch pins, Stitch with other movie characters. Over here we have Lilo and Stitch, and anything non-Stitch related over here. And then over here we have some of our smaller pins. So we have some from Stitch's Action Adventure, St. Patrick's Day, Halloween pin. Over here we have a Maleficent event pin, Stitch dressed as Tinkerbell, Magical Milestone. This one's really cool. So this is Stitch dressed as Tron. Stitch-Tron, that's really cool. And then of course we have Lilo and Stitch Halloween pin dressed as each other. So that is super cool. Here we have Stitch as a soldier with an American flag. Here we got Little Sorcerer Chicken Little, and El Capitan from 12 Days of Nightmare. There's this Tinkerbell with a little crown. Jim from Treasure Planet.
2 Treasure Planet pins, and they're pretty rare.
Nurse's Day 2005 with Lilo and Stitch. Nurse's Day pins are always really popular. We got Stitch as Little Businessman. And over here we have a Stitch bobblehead from Disney Paris. Lilo and Stitch Aloha Breakfast pin. Wet Paint Thanksgiving 2004. Cinco de Mayo. Stitch Playing in the Snow, Blizzard Beach, Visit Sunny Florida. Let's move on to this section over here. So this is our first section of Disney auction pins, which we are going to show you guys. This one's really cool. So this is a Mickey Mouse dressed as a Marine. So we don't have one, we have 2. And this pin has an edition size of 500. So we have 2 of the 500 pins that were made of this one. And then right here we have a Toad spinner. Over here we have another military themed one with Donald and Pete. We have a DisneyAuctions.com Maleficent and DisneyAuctions.com Sorcerer Mickey. Also a Tinkerbell one. And then Dumbo is a lot of people's favorite pin, so this one is gonna be a popular one. So we have Dumbo taking a bath. So there are 2 Chippendale pins here. We have Chippendale playing pool and Chippendale New Year 2005. This one's really cool because it is a older cartoon of Mickey and the telephone. And then 3 Calabreos. These pins aren't very common, so it's always really nice to see these. This one is an edition size of 500. And then over here we have the 60th anniversary of the 3 Calabreos, and this one is a jumbo pin. And then we have the 3 Musketeers, also a really small edition size for this one too, of 100. So for the first Beauty and the Beast pin, we have Belle and her dad, Belle and the Beast. And then if you look at it, it is actually like a little tiny glass rose. We got Captain Hook, TikTok, and the whole gang. We have one of the Halloween pins. We have Dopey and Grumpy dressed in a little donkey suits. And then another Halloween themed one. We have Pin the Tail on the Eeyore, and then Pooh's getting pinned by Piglet. Another 7 Dwarf pin. So there's Grumpy and Dopey, and then Grumpy playing his organ. Over here we got a little Tinkerbell pumpkin. This is perfect for your collection because her birthday is on Halloween actually, so anything Halloween themed goes straight in her collection. And then over here we have Timothy Mouse. I think it's actually funny because there is now a open edition little booster pack of a smaller version of this pin. And then one more C&M. Moving on over here, so this is one of my favorite sets that we got, the Masterpiece series. So basically what these are is they're like recreations or of famous paintings. So this one, I haven't actually seen the original one, but we have the old hag, the hippo, and of course my favorite from the three. So as you can see, this is the famous Japanese wave painting, and then obviously Stitch is surfing on that wave, which makes this such a cool pin, especially with the small edition size of 100. This is definitely my favorite pin from the whole lot. Okay, so now that we've covered this section, we're gonna move on to the Lilo and Stitch pins. Okay, so this one is of Lilo and Stitch. Over here we have Lilo and Stitch surfing. This one we have Lilo and Stitch getting ready in the morning.
This one is Stitch doing a handstand and he's on like an island.
Lilo, and then Stitch is hiding in her backpack, it looks like.
And then they're at school and he is eating the apples.
Oh, these pins go perfectly together. Then we got Lilo and Stitch playing basketball. Okay, then over here, so this one's kind of cool because this one is actually like a door pin, so it opens up and then you can see Lilo and Stitch are trick-or-treating. Very small edition size. And then there's also one more door, so that one opens up to Lilo and Stitch surfing. Yeah, so I like this one. This one's really cute because it says, I need someone to be my friend. And here we have Lilo and Stitch getting ready. Lilo's getting Stitch all ready for the day. Lilo and Stitch, 4th of July, eating all their hot dogs.
This pin is Lilo and Nani helping Stitch jump some rope.
Lilo and Stitch hanging out on a hammock. It's like the whole gang over here. They all on the teeter-totter. We have a Halloween Stitch and Lilo and another LE100 Halloween pin. Yeah, so this is just Lilo by herself, a little dangle, almost looks like a dog tag. And then we got Lilo blowing a bubble. So that's all the Lilo and Stitch ones. So let's go ahead and move on over to our big pile of Stitch ones. So all these pins are just Stitch by himself over here. So gotta love them spinner pins. Yeah, so I like it because one side you got the stereotypical Hawaiian Stitch sipping out of his coconut. You flip it over and then there's Stitch with his little blaster.
It's like the space and then it's also a flower.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that's really cool. Super Trader Stitch. And then he's got his little sidekicks over here, the duck and the frog. Nice little jumbo Earth Day 2005. We have Stitch painting a bunch of Easter eggs. Stitch with a tiki bunny, it looks like. It looks like Stitch is almost trying to decorate himself as an Easter egg. Is that what's going on here?
Stitch jumping in some leaves.
Perfect time for fall. Here's a Christmas themed one with Stitch opening a present, and then another fall time one. I think he's bowling, and then he's bowling into the cornfield.
Oh, I thought it was a toothbrush.
You thought it was a toothbrush?
I haven't seen it that close.
Oh my goodness, but now that you say that, I can totally see the toothbrush. Anyway, here's another jumbo Stitch Halloween one.
Trimming the topiary.
So this one's cool. Stitch is visiting the baseball game. Of course, he's got to get his snacks, his hot dogs, and everything. This one's funny because he gets himself tangled up in all the computer equipment. Computer's giving him an error. Stitch and his yo-yos. Over here, we got Stitch trying to clean up his mess this time. We got Stitch with a hula hoop. This one I thought was kind of funny. We got rock climbing Stitch over here. And then this one is obviously super cool. So Stitch reading all of his fan mail, which I'm sure he gets a ton of. So this one is really cool. It appears to be a World War II veteran with the American flag. We have Stitch as a little businessman. Stitch as a devil. And then there are two birth signs that we have. We have Stitch Aries and Stitch Taurus. So all of these next upcoming pins, they are all of Stitch in different movies or with different movie characters. Let's go ahead and start it off. So we have Stitch dressed as one of the guards from Sleeping Beauty. Over here we have Sleeping Beauty and Stitch. We have Stitch inside a Toy Story, and it looks like he's trying to disguise himself as a toy. Obviously another one of my favorites, just because it's so cool. We have Mulan, and then there's Stitch snaking in with all the warriors. We have Pluto and Stitch, both little doggies. So we have Stitch with the Dalmatians. The Dalmatians are actually painting little spots on Stitch. This one of Stitch and Dodger from Oliver and Company. We have Stitch interrupting the date between Lady and Tramp.
We got Nana. Oh, she's tucking him in because Nana is...
Yeah, she's like the nurse dog. We have Stitch as Chernabog, and then Goofy is over here roasting a marshmallow in the fire. We have Stitch playing with a little Tigger doll. Here's another Stitch and Disney Dogs pin. We have Stitch with the Fox and the Hound. And then over here we have another Lady and the Tramp pin, but this time Stitch is actually invading Lady's bed. I really like this one, especially with the little quote they put at the bottom. It says, "Get your own movie." So over here we have a LE1000 Stitch and the Hippo ballerina. We have Stitch dressed as Maleficent. And then Rafiki's like, what the heck is going on over here? And to finish off this section, we have this pin right here. We have Ariel and Stitch. Not a very likely combination for a pin, so I think that's really unique how they made this one. For our little finale, we have these last two Disney auction pins to show you guys. So these ones kind of look like they go together. We have the Lilo and Stitch family along with the Emperor's New Groove. So these pins are both limited edition of 100 and very, very rare and hard to come across. So these ones are some of the highest value pins in the lot. So this one, these I've been seeing go for around $400, which is crazy. And what is even crazier is this pin right here, which goes for around $800, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, so it's really unique how they have basically the entire cast of all the main characters on one pin. So
it's kind of like a photo of them, so I think that's why everyone likes it so much.
It's almost like an older cluster or something.
They
so
look really nice.
But after seeing all of these pins that we were lucky enough to get in the big old collection, let us know what your favorite pin is in the comments below, because I don't even know.
It's really hard to
It's
choose.
so hard to choose a favorite because there's
like
just
5
so
at least.
many good pins. Like, it's unbelievable
And
how
they're
many
really nice.
great pins there are. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, obviously drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, because we're always getting new pins. I run a page which is Disney Pin Shop on Instagram, and we're always getting brand new pins and posting them on our story. And she also has a pin Instagram too, which is Princess Shannon. So be sure to go ahead and follow us if you want more updates and want to see our current pins that we currently have. These Disney auctions, they're like so hard to come by, and we were just lucky enough to be able to have all these in our collection for now. But that's everything we have for this video, so hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I guess I'll see you guys later.
Have a magical day.